Today's case is about Chad Austin, who disappeared in the woods and left behind his dog, and today we're still wondering what happened to him. Our story began on May 28, 2019. There were two hikers who called the police because they found this abandoned car on Panther Fall Road in Amherst, Virginia. The police arrived and they found this silver 2006 Hyundai Tiburon, and inside they found a dog, and thankfully the dog was safe. Eventually they found out his name was Gunner, but the owner of the car was nowhere to be found. They were able to trace the car all the way back to the Austin family, who informed the police that his son, Chad Austin, was the one who was driving that car. So the police explained that they had found the car and inside was the dog. They kind of got a little worried because it was very unusual for Chad to leave the dog in a situation where maybe the dog could get hurt. That was very out of character for him. But they also knew that Chad was a very good outdoorsman and he likes hiking, and they thought he was just hiking and he should be returning at any moment. So they decided not to file a missing person report. However, when he never showed up, the next day they filed a missing person report on May 29, 2019. Once the family filed a missing person report, they started looking for Chad. Chad Hunter Austin was born on October 22, 1988, and he is the son to David and Ellen Austin. He has a brother named Michael, and at the moment of his disappearance, he was 30 years old. Chad was known for being generous in the hiking community. He loved animals and he was working at the Nature Bridge Zoo, and he loved anything that had to do with the outdoors. The last time he was seen, he was with his dog Gunner, and he was seen by two hikers at the Panther Fall on Memorial Day somewhere around 4 p.m. Searching for Chad was a little challenging because the area where he went missing, it was like a road and there were woods to one side and there were woods to the other side, so the terrain was challenging and sometimes even dangerous. And they used K9 dogs to search for him. The next day, they were able to find a set of keys that belonged to Chad, not very far from where they found the car. However, the keys to the car were not found. As the police tried to track what Chad did before he disappeared, they discovered he put gas on Memorial Day, but he only put $1.20 worth of gas, which is not much, especially if you go into the middle of the woods. They also discovered that he left his cell phone back at his parents' home, so he didn't have any way to communicate with them. Months passed, and eventually 6 months later, a dad and a daughter, they were hiking around the area and they actually found a wallet right under one of the missing sign posts. And when they opened the wallet, the ID showed that it belonged to Chad. So they, of course, called the police. The police got there and they realized two things. The area where the wallet was found, it has been searched multiple times and they were never able to find anything. And the second thing is that the wallet didn't show any signs of being in the exposed elements for 6 months. So they believe somebody placed it there not long before it was found. So months passed by and they didn't have any new leads, and then on March 2020, somebody gave the police a tip. And based on that tip, they did a new search and they found human remains. However, it has been almost a year since Chad went missing, and these remains were hard to be identified because they're being exposed to the elements for many months. Once they sent the remains to be tested, they were possibly identified as Chad Austin. The police provided new information and they said that the evidence showed that there was some kind of struggle and that they found some of Chad's belongings, including 2 knives, and this knife had the blade like in the open position. The police said that they don't think Chad was looking for any kind of trouble. However, they believe that Chad knew that there was some kind of confrontation that was going to happen. The police believe that whatever the struggle was, There was only one person who actually killed Chad, but there were witnesses who saw what happened. However, there are many things still unanswered, like who was responsible for placing the wallet and who called the police to give them the tip. Is it the same person? If it's someone that kind of witnessed what happened to Chad and he's trying to get justice for Chad and he's just afraid of coming forward, maybe something can happen to them. I don't know. I also believe the police kind of knows who might be. They have access to the text and maybe they know who the confrontation was going to be with, but they don't have enough evidence to kind of like do an official charge or something that will really stand in court if this person is actually guilty. Other questions that we have is like, who left the dog inside the car? Was it Chad or was it one of the witnesses that knew Chad and the dog was familiar with and came willingly to the car where he was found? The car was found without gas. The car was left on for the dog to be there for a while and eventually ran out of gas and somebody disposed of the key. So there's so many questions. And like I said before, I do believe the police knows what happened to him. I mean, they have a very good idea, but they need more evidence to kind of prosecute whoever did this. If you do have any information, please call the authorities. Bring justice to Chad, but also bring closure to his family. This is one of the most horrible things, like not knowing what happened to your kid and knowing that the person who did this to your kid is still somewhere around. So please, if you have any information, come forward and let police know.